Chelsea target Moises Caicedo valued at £85 million by Brighton. Moises Caicedo was signed for £4.5 million by Brighton from Independiente in Ecuador in 2021, a price tag Manchester United opted not to sign the player for during the same month. The midfielder's valuation has significantly rose since then, and Moises Caicedo is now valued at much more by Brighton amid interest from nearly every top club in the Premier League. Caicedo is showing his class week in week out, and right now it's hard to argue against the price tag. According to Fabrizio Romano, Brighton value midfielder Moises Caicedo at around £85 million, amid heavy interest from every top team in the land. Since his breakout season, Caicedo has went from strength to strength in the Premier League, and he is showing no signs of stopping. Another impressive performance against Chelsea on Saturday prompted more rumours, and Chelsea certainly have an interest. If they do move for Caicedo, Graham Potter's relationship with the player could be vital in proceedings, although he is a massive Manchester United fan. It is something he has made clear in the past, and the Reds definitely share Chelsea's interest. Brighton are a very well-run club, and their stubborn negotiating nature was seen in the Marc Cucurella negotiations, where they pocketed a record fee for a fullback. Caicedo could leave in the coming months, but Brighton are determined to get their money's worth. Hakim Ziyesh wants to leave Chelsea for AC Milan in January. Hakim Ziyech was very close to leaving Chelsea in the summer, but the club for some reason done a U-turn on his exit. The Moroccan winger had chances to join Ajax, but Chelsea asked for a fee the Dutch club felt was too high. AC Milan also had interest, and negotiations took place regarding a possible signature. The negotiations were concrete, but of course in the end Ziyech stayed at the club. The winger is still not a massive part of the plans at Chelsea, and wants to leave the club in January. According to Todofichages, Hakim Ziyech wants to leave Chelsea in January, and has his sights set on a move to AC Milan in Italy. The Italian club wanted Ziyech in the summer, and the interest still seems to be there. Chelsea are unlikely to stand in the way of the player. The move is beneficial to all parties, and will free up space on the squad list for Chelsea. It has been a hit-and-miss Chelsea career for Ziyech, and he never fully lived up to the hype. A good player for Chelsea, but he could be a great player elsewhere. One to look out for in January, and Ajax may try again. There are targets the club are monitoring for the wing, and it may be because they now Ziyech may leave. Romelu Lukaku suffers another injury on loan at Inter Milan. Inter Milan will be without Romelu Lukaku for another few weeks, as his loan deal at the club suffers yet another setback after he only returned from injury recently. The Belgian has suffered yet another. Lukaku is set to be fit in time for the World Cup for Belgium, but may not play again for Inter before it, which is a blow for the Italian side. Inter Milan paid the final part of the balance they owed to Chelsea this week. It is Romelu Lukaku's second injury in the last 2 months. According to Fabrizio Romano, Romelu Lukaku will definitely complete his current loan deal at Inter Milan, despite suffering yet another injury while on the loan. Lukaku is tipped to be fit for the World Cup, but will be sidelined for Inter Milan yet again. The last year and a bit has been tough for Lukaku with injuries and rough times on the pitch at Chelsea, and this new injury is yet another step back in the wrong direction for the Belgian striker. The Belgian team will be blessed he's fit enough to travel to the World Cup, but Inter Milan may be fed up that he won't be fit to play for them yet again after he just returned from an injury recently. Inter Milan were keen to extend the loan, and the recent injury is not felt to have changed that. Chelsea target Benjamin Pavard is unhappy at Bayern Munich. Chelsea are targeting a right-back in the January window as well as a midfielder, as the club feel the gap in quality when Reece James gets injured is too big. There are a number of targets the club are looking at to play right-back, and Benjamin Pavard is one. Pavard is currently unhappy with life at Bayern Munich, as he feels he is being unfairly treated. The French defender started the last 2 games on the bench for the German club, and made his feelings known in a recent training session. The Frenchman stormed off the training pitch as he vented his frustration, which can't have pleased manager Julian Nagelsmann. According to Florian Plettenberg of Sky Sports Germany, Benjamin Pavard is currently unhappy with the fact he is not getting regular game time in the Bayern Munich team, and contract talks between the player and the club have not even come close to taking place. This is good news for Chelsea, who have interest in Benjamin Pavard, and huge interest in the possibility of signing a right-back to provide competition for Reece James. Pavard also enjoys playing centre-back, which Bayern currently can't offer him regular football in. With the back three Chelsea use, he could definitely play regular football there on the right of a three. The opportunity may entice Pavard, and it is certainly a deal to keep an eye on. Chelsea ready to rival Manchester United for Jeremie Frimpong. Jeremie Frimpong has developed into one of the Bundesliga's best right-backs since he signed for the club from Celtic in January of 2021, and he has attracted the interest of some top English clubs in the meantime. Manchester United have taken a massive liking to the profile of Jeremie Frimpong, and according to Fabrizio Romano, are continuing to send scouts over to watch the Dutch defender play. Chelsea are now reportedly ready to rival the Red Devils for the signing of the right-back, and have an interest in the player. According to Turkish journalist Ekrem Koner, Chelsea have an interest in signing Bayer Leverkusen defender Jeremie Frimpong. Chelsea are keen to sign another right-back to push Reece James, and have Frimpong on the list of targets. Manchester United will be there for Frimpong, and are continuing their pursuit of him through their scouting missions to Germany. Erik ten Hag last night mentioned that United needed another right-back, which may hint towards a January move for Frimpong. Chelsea are hunting for a right-back to rival James, and Frimpong is on a list along with another Bundesliga player Benjamin Pavard. The club are keen on a new player for the position, and may move for one in January. It would be an interesting race for the defender, and it may come down to where he wants to move to more in the end. Chelsea may move for Leandro Trossard in January. Chelsea could make a move for Leandro Trossard in January depending on his performances at the World Cup. Leandro Trossard has set the league alight thus far, especially over the last few weeks under new manager Roberto De Zerbi. Trossard has scored 5 goals under the new manager, and they've all came against clubs inside the top 6. Graham Potter knows Trossard more than most, and with Chelsea struggling in forward areas for players with that creative flair, the Belgian has emerged as a possible target for the Blues. Chelsea could move for Trossard in January, and his performances in the World Cup may help fully decide whether they do. According to sources close to us here at Chelsea Transfer Room, Chelsea really like Brighton winger Leandro Trossard, and he may become one of the targets they aim for in January depending on his performances in the World Cup. The World Cup will be a good way to gauge how Trossard can perform on the grandest stage of them all, and if he can pass that test, Chelsea will be sure he can take the pressure of moving to a bigger club. Graham Potter has interest in bringing his former player to Stamford Bridge, but may face competition from Newcastle, who are looking to bolster their own top 4 charge. January could be when clubs begin to make a move for Leandro Trossard, and Chelsea are certain to be right among the mix when the time comes.